Hello learners, welcome to our next virtual learning for the day. My name is Harrison. Today we have integrated science and our strand is interactions of matter and our substrand is forces. Now let us look at our learning objective for the day. By the end of the day we should be able to explain the term force and also describe different types of forces. It also describe the effects of a force. Now let us look at the keywords here. First is force, frictional force, gravitational force, elastic force, and magnetic force. Now in our previous lesson, we've studied or we've learned what energy is. We say what is energy? And we all know that energy is ability to do work. That without energy it is impossible for all men to carry on their daily activities. And we know that now what is a force or what is force? Now force is application of energy or something that you can put at work. For example, if you do not eat throughout the day, it will be impossible for you to carry a bucket of water. It involves the use of force in our daily activities. Now today we are looking at force. Now what is force? Now we say force is a push or pull which brings about a change in the state's uniform motion of a body. Now when something is being lifted or is being carried, that particular thing or the body of that thing does not change. What changes is the location or the direction of that particular object. That is what we are talking about, the word uniform. The thing remains the same, it does not change, but it changes the location or the direction of that particular body or the objects. So now we have types of forces. We have what you call, for example, pulling. This is what you call push. I am pushing this table, yes? This is what we call pushing. Now force is applied. I am applying force. Force must be applied to push this table. Now we also talk about pulling. This is what we call pulling. In pulling, force must also be applied when we are pulling or pushing an object or a body. So, okay, now let's look at types of forces. So we have gravitational force. Now what is gravitational force? Now gravitational force, I am going to use this ball to demonstrate what it means. For example, if I throw this ball in the air, you see what is going to happen? What happened that it pulls down. This force exerts on any object or any body that is lifted or raised in the air. For example, because of the force of gravity, the ball will hang in the air for a second and then pull down. This force will not allow any object that is being thrown in the air to hang in the air more than 30 seconds, because force of gravity will exert on that particular object and brings it down. So this is what we call gravity. We also have mango. At times you see that a mango is falling. It falls on the ground. Now it doesn't fall and then hang itself in the air. What happens is that force of gravity will exert on the mango or it will pull it down. That is why we see a falling mango or orange on the ground. This force exerts on those objects. Now the next one is magnetic force. Magnetic force, yes, magnetic force. For example, is a force that attracts. For example, look at this. this is what is happening there. Okay, this force, going to apply this. There is a magnet here, yes, that will attract to this. That when I bring the two together, there is what? Attraction. They are going to attract each other, and then what's happened? The force that put them together is what we call magnetic force of attraction. That brings them together. Now the next one is frictional force. I did not talk about frictional force, sorry. The next one is frictional force. Now I hope, watch me. Now if you are here, now rub your hands, the two hands together. Rub the two hands together. What is happening? You see that the two bodies come in contact with each other, or they are together. What do you see? There is a motion. A motion. Something is happening there. Now, what we are going to do now is look at this. This is a duster and this is a stone. If I take this duster to clean the blackboard, what do you think will happen? It will clean it faster. But if I use this stone here, what do you think will happen? This stone is rough, so it will not be able to clean the blackboard well. So now, in friction or frictional force, what's happened is that two bodies that come in contact with each other, the blackboard is smooth and the duster also is smooth. So there will be what? Free motion. Then here it will speed up. I will be able to clean the board faster than when I use the stone. The stone will rather scratch the board. So we can say, we can differentiate this. Now I also hope, now look at your palms. As you rub it, you want that it is smooth. Now, someone who builds or mason, look into the hands of a mason. I hope you have people in your surrounding who build houses. Look into their palms and compare to yours. What do you imagine? You could see that your hand is smoother than that of that person. Why? Because your hands, you do not use your hands to do any work, but that person uses his hand to build in contact with rough objects. That makes it so your hands will go smoother than that of the person. So I hope you understand what frictional force is. Now the last one is elastic force. Elastic force. Now I hope today, in my next video, I will teach you, or I will show you how frictional force is. Now frictional force is when you stretch a strings and it bounces back. So I will show you in my next video what it means. Elastic, something that can stretch and bounce it back. That's what we want, elastic. Now we want to look at uses of friction. Uses of friction. Now it helps us to move in forward direction. Now without friction, that anything that moves can fall. Now frictional force or friction can help us to turn in any direction and also to move forward. The next one is the writing on the paper with a pencil or pen is possible on account of friction. When we are writing, now the paper is smooth and that of the pencil is also smooth. So when they come in contact, we can able to write well. So frictional force here helps us to write properly. Now the last one is if there were no friction, anything that started moving will never stop. So you move, you walk around the compound. Friction helps you to stop when you want to stop. It also helps you to walk. There is a force between the sole of your shoes and that of the surface of the earth that helps us to move in any direction. I hope you understand this. Now let us look at effect of force. What does it do? How does it affect us in our daily activities? A force can speed up of an object in motion. Yes, when you kick a football, or Okay, a force can speed up of an object in motion. Alright? So this is it, to speed up anything in motion. For example, football. A force can move a stationary object. This is what you call stationary. When the thing is not moving, we say that the thing is at what? One position. It does not move. That's what we call stationary object. For example, this duster, the mobile phone, and then the ball. Yes, it doesn't move. That's what we call stationary objects. So force here can move them in different direction. Alright? So last one, a force can stop a moving object. A force can stop. Now you can see this one, as I'm pulling it, there comes to a time I have to stop it. So a force can stop a moving object. And then the last one, it can also change the direction of an object in motion. Yes, I can change the direction of this table. I can change it into any direction. That is what it means. I hope you understand today's lesson. Hope to see you next time. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.